All right, so imagine you're driving to the next town over to go do some simple grocery shopping. Only you don't remember ever getting there. The next thing you remember is waking up in the hospital, unable to open your eyes, with someone asking you your phone number, and you can't even remember your phone number. So, a little over 20 years ago, that happened to me, and I later learned that I couldn't open my eyes because my face was caked with blood, and the person who was asking me my phone number was a state patrol officer, and I couldn't remember my phone number because I was in an accident and I don't even remember the accident to this day. Pro tip for the kids, I was wearing my seatbelt. I apparently took my seatbelt off, walked around the front of the car, and sat down in the middle of the road. No recollection of any of that. Thankfully, because I was wearing my seatbelt, I am still here, but apparently I ate the dashboard, fractured the bottom of my orbital socket, damaged this nerve, couldn't move my nostril for like 6 months, puking blood. Fun was had by all, trust me. But because of that, both of my nostrils, my right one, now I have scar tissue under, so I don't have as much space with this nostril. And I get a lot of people asking me, what's up with the nasal strips in the videos? So the nasal strips I used to use were just the simple kind of like breathe right strip everyday deals that are like this, which when applied to the nose, look like that. And they're okay, but they're not really comfortable and they get kind of irritating, especially if you don't put them on in the right place. Not to mention that just repeatedly pulling tape off the bridge of your nose gets to be a little irritating. So the discomfort and the kind of like pulling off of my skin is what led to what we now use, which is the intake. To be clear, I'm not getting any money for this post. It's just something that we use that works out really well for us. And the intakes seem to be a lot better because instead of one whole strip, you get these two little separate guys that have metal that go on either side of the nose. And then you take this little piece here, which has magnets on it, and you hear this little click, click. That's like 30% more opening of the nasal cavities. So I'll typically put this on about an hour before I go to bed, and I will leave it on all night, and in the next morning I'll leave it on until I leave the house. I've personally noticed that the increase in airway while I'm sleeping helps me sleep a lot deeper. Then you can start to include mouth tape on top of it, which I've tried different variations of that. Like Scotch tape doesn't work that well, or using like kinesiology tape, that works too well. That's like ripping off your lips. Basically, all this does is ensure that you're breathing through your nose and not through your mouth while you're sleeping, which is going to help you get deeper sleep and stop having interrupted patterns of sleep. So, not medical advice. I'm not saying replace your CPAP with that. I'm just saying that's what I use. I don't have a CPAP and it makes a big difference for me. That's why I use the nasal strips. That's why we use mouth tape. Give them a try. I hope they help you. As always, thanks for watching.